All right, good morning, everyone. Back in the Chi-Town. Glad to be home, man. Nothing like home. All right, let's get right into it. There is a setup here that I was looking at the 25,668. Price action's coming down pretty strong. I usually don't like to enter anything into the market about 10 to 12 minutes after the market opens. So we'll see. We'll see how this one kind of plays out. TP1's a little mini. Kind of small on the TP1, but we'll see here. Yeah, price action's coming in pretty hot. I don't want to be caught in this. All right, so that's what that looks like. And again, I won't take this trade until about 640, 645-ish in that range, just to kind of let the open kind of play out. But just something I saw early this morning. I did increase the font on the labels for entries and TPs. So let me know in the chat if that helps you guys out a little bit. Oh, you know what? You probably see it better here. Let me know if that looks better. Morning, Random Barbarian. Thanks. Nordic, good morning. Brian, good morning. Anna Dura, good morning. Buddy, good morning. Spencer, good morning. Lisa, good morning from the UK. Nice. Randy, good morning. Hey, GTO, thanks for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the VIP stream. I did already set up the members only stream. So just make sure your notifications are on. All right, let me just switch over here just to kind of see what footprint looks like here. Again, just not an area, not a time period in the market that I like to take a trade in. So just kind of be curious here to see what price action does. What else do we got? What else do we got? We've got a area down here that I would like to take a look at. Move this up a little bit. Some good defense right in here. So they're going to want to tap into this little unbalanced area sitting right underneath it. I wouldn't mind a little retracement back to the upside. Give me some time here. I don't know if the market's going to want to let me do that. Anybody nab that setup from yesterday that I left you guys with? Nice TP1, TP2. We did have a short up here on the NQ at the 25,778 that hit at about 1 o'clock in the morning, but swept TP. I'm sorry, swept stop loss. Actually came about a tick or two or point or two away from TP1, but again at 1 a.m. that's tough. Volume's completely different, so I'm going to take that one off. But that ES trade that we were waiting for yesterday, that was a nice one. That one hit very nicely. So let's get this here up a little bit. Good job, Nordic. Anybody else profit on that one? Hey, let's get the likes up on the stream. I've just noticed that the last 2 days, I think it was like about 30 likes only on the video, on the stream. So, I appreciate that. I don't really ask for much on the channel. So any support you can give would be great. Just helps other people find the channel as well. Hopefully they can capitalize from the setups. Don't try to keep them all for yourselves. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Q. Let's see if I jump over to the 5-minute. Let's see how quickly this goes. Okay, nice. That went quick. So there's an area down here that I am kind of interested in. Just still kind of monitoring this trade. It's about 7 minutes into the open. Let's just see what happens. Okay, there you go. Tapped right in. TP1. Great footprint confirmation. Holy shit, that was perfect. God bless it. That was beautiful. Zero drawdown on that. Look at that. I mean, that was the absolute perfect footprint confirmation right there too. Right there. 64 negative delta pop. Just wish that could have came a little bit later in the morning. Maybe 4 or 5 more minutes, and I would have taken that setup there. But that was a beauty. Zero drawdown. That's exactly what we're looking for. Just keeps happening every single day. All right, now let's take a look. Let's get rid of these guys here. I'm afraid to delete. Oh, no, I could do it this way. Beautiful. All right, now let's map out this area here that we've got cooking. Let's see what I can see here. I would say not as clean, but yeah, definitely not that clean. Let's just see how they defend here. Are you guys seeing the numbers a little bit clearer? Hopefully. I did increase the font. All right, so this one's sitting at the 25,598, targeting the 25,603 and the 609, with a stop loss at the 25,587. Not the cleanest setup right now. I want to definitely see what how they come in and step in on the defense here before I rule this an A setup. Right now, it's probably closer to a B. And then there's a few things I got to map out on the ES, but let's just see here. Let's take a look. 25,950, 598. Yeah, we also had a setup that I left you guys with yesterday right here. That one we should talk about. So this one missed yesterday by 2 ticks. I think it was 2 ticks. Let's see. Let's move this guy over here. So the low of that one was 478.50. Our entry was at 478. So on situations like that, you know, this setup now, the setup was right, but I missed the entry by two ticks. You know, now the setup starts to kind of diminish there a little bit because of the fact that we already balanced out this volume here. So the only reason I still have it on my screen is I just want to see if they step in to redefend this area or if this is going to be an invalidated setup. Man, market's moving. Good job, Brian. Hit the like button for that nice TP1, TP2 to start the morning. Even though it wasn't in my trading times. I like to stick to my rules. For the good or the bad. Well, so far, a good start to November. So November, for me, this is just on my cash accounts. We've got, what is this, 6 green days, one negative day. But we were in the hole that day, like minus 900. So that was a great comeback on that day. But still not. So win rate's around 76%. Day win rate's about 85. Let's see here. Last month, I think our win rate, trade percentage for the entire month of October was pretty much the same, 76%. Day win rate was 95%. So I just had one losing day on that day, in October. So that was nice. So as long as the cash accounts continue to build, the funded accounts will follow. And that's how you take some payouts. All right, let's see. I guess I could map out this ES trade. Actually, we've got a lot of stuff to look at. Slacking over here. Let's see. So we had a nice impulsive move from here. We had another impulsive move right here, but I'm not mapping this out yet because I need it to break structure under the 627s. So it needs to break down over here before I look at this shaded area right here. So that's a no-go. It's a no-fly zone. And then up here, let's just see what we got brewing. Now remember, I'm not a big fan of the 830, the market open push down or push up. I don't really buy into those impulsive moves because those could be just position sizing, positioning for the day, for the week, for the month, and that becomes a little unpredictable, which there's nothing here, so I don't even need to look at that, which is great. And then we got this. I'm going to wait on that guy. All right, I think we're done on the NQ for right now. And let's take a look at the ES. This is kind of close, so should just keep an eye on this guy. Pretty small TP here, though. And the 598s, What's going on there? The 600s usually have some pretty decent whoa, 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 whoa. Careful here, people. Careful. That was very impulsive. Everything started, should be very careful here. Entry there. Oh, man. I'm late. I'm late on this trade. Way late on this trade. I missed the move. That was TP1 and TP2. It's just my order entry is just not... It's very slow for some reason. Not sure why. I'm going to get tagged here. Too much pressure to the downside. I did get a footprint confirmation, and I already swept TP1 and there you go. Oh, I don't know why my entries are so late. I'm just going to have to stick to resting limit orders on the NQs. Because that hit TP1 and TP2. Oh, man, that was a lot of slippage, too. Oh, dogs. Oh, shit. That was a lot of slippage there. Ouchie mommies. That hurt. Let me go down to like the 10-second. That came quick. That came quick. So, actually, it looks like it only hit TP1. If I let me go down to like a 2-second. That was a quick trip, man, and that slippage was nasty. Ah, bad trade. Bad trade. Bad start to the morning. Let's see what the 2-second looks like. Got TP1, yeah. Okay, so TP2 was missed. But I would say there was about a 10-second delay between when I hit my market order in to when I actually got filled. Maybe, yeah, easily at least. Entry, TP, yeah, so just TP1 on that. And I should have even looked and see if I really liked the setup, which I didn't. That was a bad trade. I'm going to give myself a D- on that one. And now I am in the hole. Yeah, big rip to the downside, huh? Oof. I don't even like looking at the P&L. Don't like looking at it. Let's see. All right, let's just jump over to the ES because there's a few things here that we got to take a look at. Our first area of interest is going to be right here. That one hurt. Don't like how this fits on the volume profile at all. Dang it. All right, let's get out of that. $68.56. 68.56. 68.56. Nothing really. It's tricky. ES is a little tricky. So they're defending the 60s is what they like, huh? All right, so few. Oh, this should be on the 58. 58s. I'm gonna have to look at this one here a little bit. Spotted entry at the 68.57 on the ES, targeting 68.59, and then the 61s with the stop loss at 68.52. And then we've got another setup below that at the 68.0150, targeting the 68.04 and the 68.06 with a stop loss at the 67.96. Entry 680150, stop loss 6796, TP1 6804, TP2 6806. And then the one closest to price action, entry 6857, TP1 6859, TP2 6861, stop loss 6852. Man, I must have had at least 3 to 4 points of slippage on that NQ trade, maybe even more. Because I think my ATM on that's 10 points, maybe 12 points of stop. And it looked like it took about 17 points. So my entry was terrible. It was so bad. So bad. I don't know why it took so long to get into that trade. I don't think it would have helped me either ways, but... And even in a limit order, I mean, I wouldn't have targeted 5 points on that one. I would have targeted at least 8 to 10 points to try to get close to that TP2 on the NQ. It's just my personal thing on that one, but... So I probably would have lost that trade no matter what. And it was honestly the one setup that I did not I didn't put that much time into it. I couldn't really see much. I didn't see what was unbalanced. The market was moving hot. It's just a bad trade. Bad trade. But we're over it. Let's see what else we can grab. All right, so the let me just jump over to the ES. So the ES, we've got the 65s. This is the area they're interested in right here, right in the beginning of this area. Why can't I see an entry there? I guess I can see why. There's a big retracement right here. And it could be confusing. Could be confusing. Let's see. But that's not there. Let's take that away. Why are they so interested right here? Let's see. So that tapped into it. Oh, so that's a lot of stops right there. The 68, 67s to the 65, that's a lot of stops. Okay, now that makes sense. That makes more sense to me. Now I'm looking at the bigger picture here. So they're very interested at these 67s down to the 65s. So right kind of in this ballpark right here. And a lot of stops sitting right there. A lot of stops. Okay, now that makes sense to me. So I like this. I'm just hoping that we're not going to be a little late on the entry. Could bounce at the 75s. Hate to miss this trade by a tick or two. But this is kind of where I see it at. All right, let's see what else the NQ's got brewing. NQ's got the 640s that it likes, so that's coming after that. Right right here. It's coming after right now. And then what? And then what do you want to do with it? Let's see. What needs to get balanced? The 72s. This needs to get balanced. What else are they super interested in? And the 600s. Well, that's right here. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to be chopping around here. Probably dip into here, maybe bounce back to the 600s, come right up to the 671s. I don't know, on the NQs I might have to limit order in. It's just taking me way too long to get in. I really never had this problem before prior to the stream, but it's like a 10-second delay on my when I'm actually hitting the market order to when the orders gets placed. Granted, I know that was a very high volatility. I mean, it was just it's a bad trade. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I could make 1,000 different excuses, but it's not going to change the P&L. All right, now on the ES, they're going to want to tap into this 87s. Yes, they are. Oh, that was good and long. That was an easy long right here to going up to the 87s. Right here. That's where the ES needs to go. It's a pretty easy couple points there on the long. That's a pretty easy trade there. Even though now we're on the bottom side of that profile, so I could struggle there a little bit. Two is 5 points. Sorry, I was muted there. So what I was saying was extremely tempted to take a long here to the 87s. I just know that this is the easiest place for them to rebalance. But the risk in that trade, even though it's probably a very high probability, is they can very easily swipe this here at the 67s and then redistribute up to their two big targets here. This is a real big target for them. A lot of stops here, obviously. So an easy place for them to finish off their auction. And here they're going to go after the 670s. Just makes the most logical sense. Actually, really good footprint confirmation right here too. That gives you a clue. Negative 47 delta green footprint. That's kind of telling you that this is the line that they want to go for. That's the liquidity that they want. At least that's what I see. Could trap you here very easily too. Definitely a lot of footprint confirmations to the upside. We'll see. We'll see if this is a trap or... Oh shit, I forgot to plug this in. God bless it. Hold on one second, guys. Dang it. All right, sorry about that. I gotta go get my adapter from my suitcase upstairs. Brought the wrong one. All right, so what's going on here now? As far as the NQ setups, we got a long, still sitting. This was from yesterday. Now remember, this one is almost invalidated just because of the fact that we missed this entry yesterday by 2 ticks right here. So a lot of the volume here was already balanced out. I kept it on my screen just so that I can see if it gets redefended, but that's at the 25,478, targeting 484 and 488 with a stop loss at the 469. And then above us, we have a setup at the 25,850, targeting the 25,842 and 836, with a stop at the 25,858. What's going on here? This is turning out to be a nasty morning. Hold on one more second, guys. Sorry, my thing just died here. Helps when you plug something in that's actually plugged into the electric, to the outlet. That helps a lot. All right, a lot of liquidity right now. This is, wow, this is a shit ton right here for the ES. They're defending this one's very strong. Should be interesting. I'm going to pop up the footprint on the ES just so you guys can see if we dump into here, see how crazy the delta starts to go. found a nice little pocket here. Man, I really wish they could break this low right here. I don't think it's going to give us the opportunity here. I would like to see this, to validate this, I would like to see it break here, but it might not give us that opportunity. There is just an absolute shit ton of volume sitting right here. Delete this, and I'm going to make this look like this. So I want to see if they break through this, or if this is the fuel that they use to get to the 6900s, or at least to the 6887. But this is going to be a war. Definitely going to see my CPU fan firing up. There it goes. That's good absorption right there. Yeah, Nordic, 100%. That's one of the tools for my confirmation on my levels and my setups. Hey, Tim. I'd like to see them take this out here. That could validate this setup here. All right, they're dipping into it now. This is going to be the fight. See that? See the delta? Oh, you guys can't see the delta right there. 768 contracts. So you know that that's a huge market participant, guys. This is the areas that they're very interested in. And I'm sorry, I should have just left the circle because this was wrong. Where I had the circle was where the area was, right there. So now, let's see if they just keep battering into this area. Or that might be the fuel to take them to the 6887s. Not much going on here. They could just swipe through this very quickly and grab this 87. Hey, Thomas. Okay. Hammering still into it. I want to see if they break through it. Yeah. Long looks very favorable here. Quickly coming into this area here, I had mapped out, but again, I would have rather them broken structure here to really validate this. Good job, Michael. What's up, New York, Bremen? Wow, a lot of international people here today. Nice. Germany, Australia. I think we had another one too. Hit the like button if you like what you're seeing. Even though you don't, probably not liking the P&L. At least I'm not liking my P&L for today. But I got caught pretty nasty on that NQ trade. All right, let's see. They're coming right back into this pocket here. A lot of delta. Let's see if they break through it here. Break through it. Let's see. Big fight right here. They're still missing it though. Still missing everything that's right here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the thank you. Right here. So they just tapped into this liquidity circle that I had marked up. It's not enough. I mean, they gotta come back down, I would think, and there's just so much business that they can do here. So much. To me, they would complete this auction at the 67 down to the 65, right in this zone right here. And then from there, we just see who steps in. The buyers or sellers. It'll be very simple. They could attack the 87s, which seems to be very logical for me. Oh yeah, I didn't see the IB. There we go. All right, so IB is set to on the NQ. I'm curious here on this ES. There we go. That's the redip. Look at the delta. Auctions being conducted and business being bought. Now it's just bust right through here. And then we can see what their intentions are going to be. All right, now they're going through the big chunk. Sellers are stepping in. So now let's see what they want to do here. Really close to the IB. A lot of downward pressure here, though, on the NQ and the ES. Let's see if they get a bounce here. Buyers really stepped in. They just reloaded their positions. So this is big market participants right here. Huge. Woo, that was a big absorption right there. Good footprint confirmation, actually. It was a good footprint confirmation. Let's see. I want to see them just get a little. So they completed everything here on the ES. They broke through that strongly. Now let's see what happens here. Let's go to the ES. And let's take this. Let's see. 57s are defended okay. I don't have much below me. Now again, I still feel right now that this 68.87 up here, that's their easiest place to do their auction business. And they just left a really nice unbalanced area at the 70s. So I'm going to move this up to the 70s. And we can move this guy up right here. That's got to get rebalanced. It's level 2, Thomas. Level 2 data. That's bookmap. All right, so that was a nice rejection there, huh? Wasn't really eyeing that. I didn't really see much what was happening there. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't take this out yet. Please don't take the 6870s out yet. Please don't do that. Leave this unbalanced for a little bit. And let's attack the 57s. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Well, I just balanced that out. Shit. I was really hoping that they would take our entry here. That would have been a very easy play. So now they're again their eye on the prize for all of that business that they did right here is the 6887s. I mean, it's a big long. Big long. Didn't get IB confirmation on which trade. On the IB and Q? No, I didn't see anything. I ripped through it anyways. I mean, that was I'm telling you, if it gets through like the 77s, if it gets through right around here, this is going to go for that prize. That's easy. It's easy to see. Easy to see. All right, well, at least now this broke structure. So now we can take a look at this shaded area, which I had here, which is kind of what I was hoping would happen, because now we do have an entry. We do have a decent TP1, TP2. Get rid of this guy, and a little bit bigger of a stop, unfortunately. And we got some unbalanced volume right above our entry. Shit. Right above our stop. Mm-hmm. Dicey. Load. All right, so let me just tell you what's going on here. Let's go here. So we've got a short entry that looks good at the 25,635.75. So 25,635.75, targeting the 25,628.50 and the 25,624.75. My normal stop is at the 25,646, but there is a stop hunt right here, which is about 6 points above that. Now that for me is too much risk, but that would be your safest stop loss in this vicinity, or just skip the trade. In general, but there is that's what this setup looks like right here, right now. Wow, gold. What a rip up on gold. Holy shit. That was huge. JT, I try long. So for the ES to be, I think, a true long to get to here, for me, if it could break through the 75s, pretty much where this line is at, if it can get through this volume profile right here, this node, then yes, this could very much be in play, all the way up to the 87s. All right, let me go refill my cup. That was a nice little retap of the IB. Nice positive negative delta, green footprint. That was a good footprint confirmation right off the IB. This is what I traditionally like to see, actually. Like, that's my perfect setup on the IB. All right, ES. So I get rid of this. They already balanced that out. '60s is the next area on the downside. I think they've done enough business, though, to take this 87, to be honest with you. What else could they take out? The 80s? A little intermediate target at the 80s. Could be very juicy for them. That would be easy. This is their big prize. Let's see. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't. I still got the Apex sale up there. It was supposed to expire yesterday, but I went in this morning just to try with the code and it still came up. But that's probably coming to an end soon. New York, Brennan. Those are areas that those are larger areas in the market that the market needs to close out auctions. So as they go into these areas that I had marked off, they had a big one right here. Now what they do with that business is go find the next area that they can close out. They open an auction down here, they close it off right here. Big target up here at the 87s. Excuse me. So we're going to see a reaction here again, like right between TP2, TP1, right around the 60s. There's going to be a pretty good reaction. Big absorption here. And sellers are strong too. I mean, they just keep pounding it down. This actually could look... This could look kind of nasty to the downside. Buyers really only got to the 60s. This entry right here doesn't look actually fantastic at all anymore. After the 60s, there's really no defense until the 50s. So kind of going in blind there. Let's see what they... Let's see how they react here. Careful, guys, at the 6857s. It just doesn't look as strong anymore. There's really very little support underneath here right now. I'd like to see the 55s. I'd like to see the 55s come in a little bit stronger. Just a lot of business being done here. It's just, where do they want to close this out? Yeah, a lot of contracts sitting at the 6900s. I mean, that's kind of pretty common. But that's a lot of stops up there, so you have to be very careful with that. That's not an area I would trade off of. The 6870, the 6880s to me look very interesting. Seems like a very natural place for them to want to go rebalance. But let's see here what they do. They're really going after this liquidity big time. There's a wall right here. All right, 72's just stepped up. So let's mark that off here. That's an intermediate target. Come on. Random B+. Are you talking about this one right here on the ES? No, I don't think it's a B+. I think it's probably a B. Maybe a B- right now. Actually, the 55s just stepped in. So yeah, they just did what I thought they would do. So the 55s stepped in right there. I like that because that gives us a little bit of defense on this move. So yeah, now I would give it a B. So again, the auction that they just did here, they could very easily just dump it really closely to the 72s. It's an easy place for them to go. Yeah, Nordic, that's why I've got the 6872. I got it right here. I got the line with the circle right on the 72. Like I said, this is an intermediate target. This is a smaller target for them. They got juicy volume right here to play with, right underneath our TP2. Or they can displace right here to the 72s. It's just been a little... kind of a little nasty price action right now. Gotta do something here. Oh, my music keeps stopping. Just a morning of weird stuff. Okay, looks like they're coming right back for this. Remember, unbalanced volume right here at the 60s. 6860, right around here. So they could want to tap into that. 55s are lightly defended. I would say medium. Oh, Brian, you're from Algonquin. That's close. I think I got somebody from Buffalo Grove, Algonquin, Schaumburg. Here might be the push. Let's see. Yeah, the sellers are really just eating through. They're eating through business here. So they tapped in exactly where I said that they were going to. This exactly at the 60s. That was their area. They did just balance out 64 area. That kind of sucks. Just leave this open. Would really want them to leave this open right now for us. What's that? Typically on the ES, I don't really need to limit order in. I don't think I really ever have. Like, it's typically enough time for a footprint confirmation. It's just been these NQ ones. And that was just, yeah, this morning was a dumb one, but that's going to happen. Unfortunately, they just rebalanced the 64s, which would have been a great little target for us on this entry. Morgan negative on the 520s, 512s. I don't like that, no. It's possible, but you're in a very stoppy, very sweepy area right there at the 12s. Very sweepy. That could be dangerous. Totally off topic around, but does a stream now in the mornings. I wasn't aware of that. Good old Bob. All right, so the next juicy area is going to be the 60s. So TP1. And then very interested what they do right here. Big absorption. You can see the contracts on the Delta, 188, right at the 60s, where I said. Now let's tap into it. Let's see what we get here. Don't do it to me here. Oh, that could have been a very good footprint confirmation right there, actually. That would have just closed up as a green. This might not get... Okay, well, that's a lot of negative delta here. Tapped in. I'm okay with it going to the 55s. And what do we got to balance out? Not sure. Looks like the 59, so like right around TP1, unfortunately. That's kind of a shitty... Bigger target would be right there. I got to get this under the 55. Okay, well, let's move this guy to stop loss. All right, I'm trying to see a target here that looks pretty clear. I can make a case for right underneath TP2. Yeah, somewhere right around there is good. This is my last layer of defense on this trade, though. The 55s. After that, we got nothing. Unfortunately. Don't want it sweeping here. Definitely don't want this sweeping here because little volume right now down here. So definitely don't want that sweeping. The move has to happen right here. I need to see it break at least our entry at the 57s for me to feel good about this one. It's got to get above the 57s here. How'd you get stopped? We weren't even close to the stop yet. Man, they built a wall, man. They built a wall right at the 60s, so they're gonna have to. Buyers has got to do a lot of work here. A lot of work. I do like this. The buyers have been stepping in. But I really would have liked that push right here that you guys saw. Than that one to have kind of balanced out this area. Because this area right here, maybe a couple ticks underneath here. 6860 is a very, very clean target, but we'll see. This is a huge tug of war now. They really stepped in. I guess I was in a very interesting spot. But the last layer is the 50s right down here now. No, that's too big of a stop. I can't mess around with that. Let's jump to the 1. It might freeze the charts a little bit, but oh no, nicely done. That was quick. It looks a little better. It looks a little bit more cleaner. All right, so they broke through that little wall, TP1. Now can they break through? Even TP2 looks pretty good. to be honest with you. Okay, dokie. TP2 looks still really good. Not bad, not bad, not bad. TP1, TP2, let's go. Hit the like on the stream, man. Let's go. Hit the like on the stream, peeps. Give me some love. Click on the membership. I don't care. Let's go. Ooh, that was exciting. And pretty stress-free, actually. Pretty stress-free, to be honest with you. So what did I say, guys, on this trade? The 55s were our last layer of defense, and that's what helped us buoy this up. So maybe 2.5 points of drawdown there. And this has got a ways to go still. It's got a ways to go. This could very easily be the push that we need to see, at least to the 72s. Even though now they got some walls above us. They do have some walls above us. The NQ? No, that didn't tap in yet. Great day, 3 trade, 3 winners. Brian, glad you're better. Glad you did better than I did today, man. I want to re-look at that trade from the NQ. I think I had like at least 4 or 5 points of slippage on that trade because that was nasty. But that was again just a terrible trade on my part. I didn't really have the time to really investigate. And I know I'm just coming up with a shit ton of excuses right now, but it's just what it's what I'm going to put in my journals. So it was a shitty ass trade, but this one was a beauty. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's see now what else. All right, now let's take a look at this ES. So I got this right here. Okay, this shaded area mapped out. You know what? Before I do that, let's go to the NQ. Let me just take a look at this IB low play really quickly. Let's see. We blasted through there, came right back up, down, down. Interesting. What does the 61s look like? Hmm. Why is this? Be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. All right, yes, I guess we can get rid of you. Oh, I didn't take my screenshot. Wah, wah, wah. That was dumb. So what was that, 3 setups today? 2 for TP1 and 2, and then 1 for TP1. And my biggest loss came from the TP1. It's funny how this business goes. That was a nice little bounce back, actually. Good little bounce back. What does the market want to do now? Biggest area for the market to balance out right now is the 80s. That's the most logical spot for the ES to want to go through. Especially, I mean, it's picked up a lot in this chunk right here. So that would make a lot of sense. And then a quick stop at the 72s could be a big play. To the downside, I mean, you got the 59s, I guess. But just, this looks very inviting to me. Rob, are you gonna make any more levels videos? What do you mean by levels videos? I did do my Sunday tradable levels video because I was driving down to my place down in Florida. So one will come out tonight, but what other video are you referring to? Are you referring to my the ones that I map out each morning? And these levels I played out really nicely. 25, 568. Mapped that out this morning. That was a good 100 points right there. This was the next level that we just tapped into, the 25 510s. That's a nice reaction. Good for 40 points. Pretty easy though. I mean, I think my video explains it pretty well. You're looking for that U pattern where it breaks structure. We broke structure off of this move right here. And my line goes at the bottommost part where the two bodies intersect. We're on a 15-minute. So my solid blue lines are always 15-minute. And my 5 minutes are the dotted lines. And I do this for you guys every single day. Every single day on my Discord. I've been doing this for 2 years. It takes me a long time to do it, but I know a lot of people use it. Let's look at the ES. What did the ES do? So there you go. That was my level from this morning, 68.55. Tapped right into it. That's good for about 10 points. A lot of valuable stuff on my Discord, if I do say so myself. So the video that I have for that, Morgan, is more like the how-to vids. Have you watched the video that on how to map out the levels? See if I can find it here. All right, so just tapped into the 72s. I told you that's the intermediate target. So Morgan, have you watched this video? After 3 years of trading, I found a simple way to trade the ES. This one here, Rob's Levels Explained. I mean, I think it's the best way to learn how do I map out my levels each morning. And if you want, I'll take that, I'll throw it in the chat. But I think it should be in all my videos as well. What did the IB low do? Ooh, oh, that blew right through it. Are the levels you send out different from the live? Well, those levels, you got to remember, I'm doing those about an hour before the market opens, so those levels on the 5 and the 15 are, you know, they're constantly happening. So those get refined, and those are just pure levels. Those have nothing to do with volume, you know, so they're not necessarily like setup volumes levels. Those are just the levels that I start off with. That's my step one on my trade setups. All right, so they rejected the 72s pretty strongly. But I will say one statement. I could take my levels. I think I closed them out. Shit. Let's see. Where are they at? Where are they at? Where are they at? Rob's levels. So I could take my levels each morning and just trade this. You trade this with just a footprint confirmation, you'll do just fine. Just fine. Your win rate's not going to be as great as, you know, where I'm at. That's between that 75 and 80%, but you'll do really good you'll be a really good trader from the get-go. I mean, here's yesterday's levels. Had a level at the 25,809. I mean, that's a couple points of drawdown. It's a big move, man. It's on a 15-minute thing. This is probably 100 points off that rejection right there. And they just keep happening. This right here on this tap right here at the 25,672. That was good for another 100 points. You sprinkle in a footprint confirmation and they're there every single day, every day. Every day, every day. All right, let me take a look at this ES level. Let me use a washroom really quick before I map this guy out. Let's see. Rob, I don't understand that chart. Where is the entry and exit? On my levels charts? The ones that I was just showing right here? Let's jump to today's. So on these setups is what you're talking about? There is no TP1s or stop losses on these levels. This is your guide to begin your setups. This is your guide right here. These are your levels that I get from the 5 and the 15 minutes. My TP1s, my TP2s, and my stop losses come from what you see on stream and what you get in the signal service. Now, my comment about how you could trade these, throw up a footprint confirmation, and at the 68.85, I'll bet you any amount of money that on this move right here, there was a great footprint confirmation that gave you a good entry. That's step one. But then you've got to attach this to volume profile. You got to find areas that that coincide on the lower time frames for your TP1s and TP2s. This is your guide. This is the guide that I give every Discord member every single morning. But for me to sit here and start mapping out TP1s and TP2s for every level, that ain't gonna happen. That's what I got the stream for. 70s. All right, let's take a look at this area really quick. I've been talking about that for a while. So we automatically know that we've got a big pocket right here that's got to get balanced out at the 6880s, right? Yes. So unfortunately, my entry would be a little bit past that. Oh, not really. Not really. This might be a little confusing, so I'll try to clean it up on the charts in a little bit, but boom. Boom. Load. Get rid of this guy because this guy already got balanced out. I don't know why this high volume node, I don't need that. I don't know why that's still being shown. Let's see here. All right, so 6880.50 seems like a very good entry. Targeting the 6878 and then targeting the 6875 with the stop loss at the 6884 is what I see on this ES trade. A lot of unbalanced volume right here though, so this could be a lot of fuel. Definitely gonna see a pretty big reaction there. The market's dumping. Maybe a little hard to see. I'll take this guy off. That's what I see on the ES. I think if you just do a search under labeled horizontal lines, you'll find it, I believe, on the ecosystem, the NinjaTrader ecosystem. You can download for free. Good job, Nordic. I could tell from yesterday that you're getting really close. You're picking up on those setups very, very good. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it for the day. So we've got that short on the ES that we're looking at the 6880s, targeting the 6878 and the 75s. And then on the NQ, we've got, I'm not going to even mention this one, because this one, again, just remember that this one got invalidated. Well, this is my standard invalidation because of this sweep right here. We missed our entry here by about 2 ticks, so this is kind of a risky trade. Unless you got level 2. If you got level 2, you can kind of see if it gets defended again or not. And then to the top side, we've got a short at the 25,635, targeting 25,628 and the 624, with a stop loss at the 25,646. So, wow, this is coming. What's this coming for? Yeah, a lot of juicy volume right there. It's a big dump. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. I'll see you guys here tomorrow at Market Open. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the setups. I think we had 3 setups, 2 for TP1 and TP2, and 1 for just TP1, which was a nasty one in my opinion. But that's what we got. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're thinking about getting any evaluations or instant funded accounts with any of the prop firms I got listed up on the screen, just use code TraderRob. Appreciate everything you guys do and being here every